Good afternoon. This is Akashvani, and I'm Anuja Kumar with the midday news. The headlines. Government convenes an all-party meeting on 19th of July ahead of Monsoon Session of Parliament. First ever IIT campus outside India to be set up at Zanzibar in Tanzania. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says the historic step reflects India's commitment to Global South. United States says India is among one of the most sought-after players on global stage. Two-day meeting of space economy leaders under India's G20 presidency begins in Bengaluru. And Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu and Lakshya to play for spot in singles quarterfinals of Canada Open at Calgary tonight. And now the news in detail. The government has convened an all-party meeting on 19th of this month ahead of the Monsoon Session of Parliament. The session will commence on 20th of July and will continue till 11th of August in the old building of the Parliament. Earlier, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi urged all parties to contribute towards productive discussions on legislative business and other items during the monsoon session. In a tweet, Mr. Joshi said there will be a total of 17 sittings in the monsoon session lasting 23 days. The Ministry of External Affairs has announced that the first ever campus of Indian Institute of Technology IIT outside India will come up at Zanzibar in Tanzania. The ministry said a memorandum of understanding has been signed for setting up of a campus of IIT Madras in Zanzibar with plans to launch programs in October 2023. It said the campus is reflective of the long-standing friendship between India and Tanzania and a reminder of the focus India places on building people-to-people ties across Africa and the Global South. The agreement was signed last night in the presence of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Zanzibar's President Hussein Ali Moini. Talking into Twitter, the External Affairs Minister said the historic step reflects India's commitment to the Global South. Dr. Jaishankar reached Zanzibar last night on a 4-day official visit to Tanzania. He received a warm welcome by President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Moini. He also attended a deck reception hosted on board INS Trishul with the President of Zanzibar. In a tweet, Dr. Jaishankar described his meeting with the President of Zanzibar as delightful. He also appreciated his strong commitment to a stronger India-Zanzibar partnership. Dr. Jaishankar said their development partnership and defense cooperation are domains with which he is closely associated. During the visit, Dr. Jaishankar will hold high-level talks and co-chair the 10th Joint Commission meeting with his counterpart. He will visit water supply project funded through line of credit by Government of India and call on the top leadership. The minister will also meet with the members of the Parliamentary Friendship Group for India and inaugurate an India-Tanzania business meeting. Later, he will address the Indian diaspora and inaugurate the bust of Swami Vivekanand in Dar es Salaam. The US has said that India is among one of the most sought-after players on the global stage, and the United States has taken its own step to develop further the relationship between the two countries. The US National Security Council's coordinator for Indo-Pacific Affairs, Kurt Campbell, described Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent state visit to the US as absolutely historic. Talking to media, Mr. Campbell said that India and US successfully took the bilateral relationship to the next level.
We think of is an absolutely historic visit of Prime Minister Modi to the United States for the state dinner for a week celebrating the U.S.-India relationship. We together successfully took this critical bilateral relationship to the next level. And I think without question, for me, it's the most important bilateral relationship on the planet, but it has clearly ascended to the top level, top layer. And I think both countries leave with both a long to-do list, but a much greater sense of confidence about what we can do together.
Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador to Kyiv, Bridget A. Brink, said that India, with its rising global profile and G20 presidency, can contribute in ending the war in Ukraine. Briefing a group of Indian reporters, Ms. Brink said India's leadership is critical in addressing several global challenges, and New Delhi's increasing concern over the adverse impact of the war on the global south creates the ground for its role in diffusing the crisis. The Joe Biden administration has urged a California court in the U.S. to reject the writ of habeas corpus filed by Pakistani-origin Canadian businessman Tahavvur Rana and has reiterated that he be extradited to India. Rana is sought in India for his involvement in the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. In May earlier this year, a U.S. court approved Rana's extradition to India, who is currently detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles. On the 10th of June 2020, India had filed a complaint seeking the provisional arrest of Rana with a view towards extradition. The Biden administration had supported and approved the extradition of Rana to India. The fourth edition of the Space Economy Leaders Meeting began in Bengaluru today as part of India's G20 presidency. Addressing the delegates during the inaugural event, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Indian space program's benefits were extended to neighbouring friendly countries. He said, as part of space sector reforms, the private partnership was encouraged in this sector, due to which 140 startups emerged in last few years.
In the last 8-9 years, under Prime Minister Modi, India has actually made a quantum jump, even though our space journey began relatively later compared to some other countries. But we are today a frontline nation as far as our space programs are concerned, our space stories are concerned. Very soon we are looking up to an ambitious program of sending an Indian into the space, the Gaganyaan mission. Few days later we are going to have the Chandrayaan mission. And I think that places India in a very distinguished position in this arena of space knowledge and space technology.
In his address, Union Minister of State for External Affairs and Education, Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, praised the Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, for its success in promoting space technology and appreciated it for reaching out to the students to inculcate scientific temperament in them. Speaking at the event, ISRO Chief Somnath said an exhibition showcasing India's space activities and the capabilities of space industries is also being held as part of the event.
It was a huge success with the participation of ambassadors, high commissioners, senior diplomats from 16 countries. The delegates were briefed about the important roles of space economy, its policy aspect, and also the preparation towards the main event. The success of the precursor event and the positive feedback gave more encouragement to us to organize this event today. We are also providing an opportunity to the distinguished delegates to have a feel of the capabilities of Indian industries in space specifically by organizing an exhibition as part of the momentous occasion.
The two-day meeting on the theme Towards a New Space Era is witnessing participation from the heads of national space agencies, leaders of space industries of G20 countries, and various guest nations. It will discuss responsibilities of the space-faring nations for an enhanced share of space economy in the global economy. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will embark on a two-day visit to 4 states tomorrow. During his visit to Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana and Rajasthan, the Prime Minister will dedicate and lay foundation stone of projects worth around 50,000 crore rupees. Tomorrow, on the first day of his visit, Mr. Modi will lay the foundation stone for various development projects in Chhattisgarh's Raipur, including national highway projects worth around 6,400 crore rupees. On the same day, he will flag off 2 Vande Bharat trains from Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. In Varanasi, he will attend a public program and inaugurate multiple development projects. India Meteorological Department IMD has warned of heavy rain in 18 districts of Madhya Pradesh today. The IMD has also warned of heavy rain in many districts of the state during the next 3 days. Heavy rain is likely to occur in the districts of Indore Division. In Kerala, heavy rain continues to lash the state, causing widespread damage. More from our correspondent.
9 deaths are confirmed so far in various rain-related incidents in Kerala. 12 districts are under alert. Orange alert is issued in 6 districts today. Many low-lying regions are flooded. Water level is rising in Kuttanad. Coastal and hilly regions of the state are on high alert. Landslide is being reported in Kannur with no casualties. 651 families are being shifted to 91 relief camps across the state. The State Revenue Minister K. Rajan informed that there is no need of panic and the situation is under control. Meanwhile, Met Department forecast heavy rain to continue till tomorrow. Fisher folks are warned from venturing into the sea in Kerala Lakshya coast. Mayusha for Agashwani News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Gujarat is receiving a second spell of monsoon rain. Talking to Akashvani News, Director of India Meteorological Department in Ahmedabad, Manorma Mohanty said light to moderate rains are expected during next few days.
गुजरात में अभी भी भारी बारिश हो रहा है. आइसोलेटेड प्लेसेस में सबसे ज्यादा बारिश रहेगा. आज भी गुजरात में ऑल द डिस्ट्रिक्ट को बारिश मिलेगी. लाइट टू मॉडरेट रेन मिलेगा, लेकिन कहीं कहीं जगहों में हेवी टू वेरी हेवी रेन भी हो सकता है. और कल साउथ गुजरात में रहेगा और सर्दर्न पार्ट ऑफ कोस्टल सौराष्ट्र में होने का संभावना है. 8 तारीख के लिए जो एक्सट्रीमली हेवी रेन होने का संभावना है वो नॉर्दर्न पार्ट ऑफ सौराष्ट्र एंड कच्छ में होने का संभावना है. और फिशरमैन वार्निंग कल से दिया गया है एंटायर गुजरात कोस्ट में. और मोस्टली रेनफॉल जो होगा एंटायर गुजरात को अच्छे खासे रेन मिलने का संभावना है.
The seventh batch of over 6,500 Amarnath pilgrims left Jammu in the early hours today for twin base camps in Kashmir amid tight security arrangements. The 62-day-long annual pilgrimage to the 3,888-meter high cave shrine in the South Kashmir Himalayas commenced from the twin tracks of Pahalgam in Anantnag district and Baltal in Ganderbal district on 1st of July. Till now, over 67,500 pilgrims have offered prayers at the Amarnath cave shrine.
Namami Adi Shankaram, Namamyaham Maheshwaram, Damaddaman Namamyaham Shri Amarnath Ishwaram, Himani Shiv Namamyaham, Barbani Shiv Shankaram. आप क्यों अजर अमर गूंजे उमा के स्वर निकल पड़े उमा के नाथ बताने वो.
The yatra is scheduled to conclude on the 31st of August. The birth anniversary of founder of Bharatiya Jansangh, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, is being observed today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tribute to Dr. Mukherjee on the occasion. The Prime Minister saluted the great nationalist thinker and educationist. He added Dr. Mukherjee's ideals and principles will continue to inspire every generation of the country. Several union ministers, including Home Minister Amit Shah and Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandviya, also paid tribute to the great leader. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted His Holiness Dalai Lama on his 88th birthday today. In a tweet, the Prime Minister informed that he has also spoken to Dalai Lama on phone and wished him a long and healthy life. Key domestic benchmark indices were trading in the green in afternoon trade. The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange was up 190 points to trade at 65,636. Similarly, the Nifty at the National Stock Exchange gained 55 points to trade at 19,454 a short while ago. In badminton, two-time Olympic medalist P.V. Sindhu and Commonwealth Games champion Lakshya have advanced to the singles pre-quarterfinals of Canada Open at Calgary. In women's singles, fourth seed Sindhu will take on Natsuki Nidaira of Japan for a place in the quarterfinals tonight. Sindhu began her campaign with a 21-16, 21-9 victory over home favourite Talia Ing in the first round. In men's singles, Lakshya will take on Igor Coelho de Oliveira of Brazil. He defeated Kulnawut Widitsan of Thailand in the opening round. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government convenes all-party meeting on 19th of July ahead of Monsoon Session of Parliament. First ever IIT campus outside India to be set up at Zanzibar in Tanzania. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says the historic step reflects India's commitment to Global South. United States says India is among one of the most sought-after players on global stage. Two-day meeting of space economy leaders under India's G20 presidency begins in Bengaluru. And Indian shuttlers P.V. Sindhu and Lakshya to play for spot in singles quarterfinals of Canada Open at Calgary tonight. And with that, we end the midday news.